Tyler 1 is playing Fortnite. Wait, is he? But what is Tyler 1's complaint about? Why is he playing Fortnite? He's getting the betting again on all his accounts. What is this title? Gold, like firster place winner. Yup, exact and stay away. Go never missed. Splash. It goody. Number 1 playway. Lol easy. Yes, sir. What the fuck am I reading? What the fuck is that? What did I just read? I mean, what is there for him to do in League? He had Challenger and all the roles. Guess he's moving on. I mean, yeah. I mean, what he's what he's done, he did it on all the roles. He did it on NA. He just basically was like, fuck Korea, I hate this, and just left. He was miserable when he was here. Like, miserable. I mean, I don't know, man. It's, you know what it is, actually, though? And I'm gonna take a break, probably. I think what's happened here is that we've gotten to a point where there's like 2 worlds. It's 2 worlds. So, for like, I told you guys, for plat, diamond, up, all that, it's such a small percentage of the actual player base, but it's the most vocal, right? It moves the most mountains. By that, I mean, people watch, right? What streamers say, and they treat it like it's gospel, right? So like, even though high skill play doesn't matter to Riot's bottom line, like it doesn't matter. Like when they look at the total players that are here, it's a fraction of a fraction. It's like a very small percentage because they have a bunch of people playing norms, they have a bunch of people playing TFT, a bunch of people playing ARAM generally, and the people that actually grind rank are like people going in the gym and like being bodybuilders. Like it's like this very small percentage of people that are actually trying to grind, right? It's a like I did the boot camps, thousands of people sign up. I mean, that was the scale, dude. It was like, you know, 8% fucking flat, like, you know, 40% gold, or like 30% gold, 40% silver, 40%, I don't know what the fucking workout was, but like Riot's bottom line is like, you know, iron to gold, really. So like they don't actually change anything for the ladder, even though like my rundown on YouTube the other day with like explaining the ladder and how it's fucked up. Like, bro, I don't have an incentive to like, I'm stuck with what they have. Like, I know it's not gonna change, right? But it's like my rundown of like the marathon thing and like all this stuff, like anybody that's truly gives a shit about the health of the game would read that and they know I'm right. Like the Smurf account things, they know I'm right. Like, there's no arguing for it. Like, there's no arguing against it. There's no reason that somebody can go log into 1 through 30 accounts and like jump into a game and ruin them. But like, this is what happens when it snowballs. If so many people have been playing for about a decade, have tons of accounts, bro, the ladder is like completely fucked. Like, it's so easy for somebody to just jump in and ruin somebody's game. Like, I don't understand how nobody's like Tyler 1's problems could be solved by a hard reset and putting that norms, like you must play norms games before you can jump in a ranked game. Like with the ladder hard reset and that norms thing, you wouldn't see so many accounts just like ruining rank. The ladder would actually have meaning and merit. You'd be incentivized to play. Like I just want people to see that it's like it's not that it's not the same, man. Like you just don't get it. You've got these like just these tons and tons and tons of accounts that anybody could log into, and it's ruining ranked. There's no point in playing ranked. And the thing that's the most painful part about it is that ranked does matter. Even in this real fucked up state, it does matter to people. They'll go so far to cheat. They'll duo, they'll run multiple accounts, they'll stream snipe, they'll dodge, they'll win trade, they'll boost, like people buy boosts. There's all these things. People still put value on this ladder, and it's like nobody at Riot Games or there's too small group of people at Riot Games that are vocal or have any sort of say in it that like understand it. Like once this ladder has no value, like people are pretending it has value with me, but they don't really give a shit. Really, right? It has a little bit left, right? Like there's tons of players and coaches and shit that like will never play actively in Korea like I'm doing. But as soon as it really doesn't matter, as soon as it's like has no value anymore, you're not going to be able to get it back. You understand? Like my coach, like for example, like my coaching stuff, people aren't going to buy coaching for a game where the rank is meaningless. It'll just be like another Fortnite. No one buys coaching for Fortnite. It's very rare that people buy coaching for Fortnite. I think people buy it for Apex. I just want it to feel like it's even and it's fair. Right now it feels like almost feels like an old boy system or something. But anyways, I digress. I think at the end of the day, having someone like Tyler One playing Fortnite and nobody at Riot actually trying to make any big changes, like I said, the ladder has to be hard reset. Accounts that have been inactive for months and months should have to go into norms before they can play ranked. And yeah, unfortunately, ranked integrity doesn't really mean much. So they left duo in the game. All their changes take way too long to actually implement. And because they refuse to make these because they refuse to make real change to make the ladder valuable again, it's just going the route of StarCraft where it's like I could just feel it losing value, man. I feel it losing value. How long does it even have value in Korea, dude? How long does it have value in China? China actually tries to retain value with some of the stuff that they implement, but wouldn't it be stupid to have a diamond player with a bronze player in the same game? No, not really, because y'all barely play, man. You guys barely play ranked. Why does everybody dude, has anybody... My account has 300 and 400 games, okay? None of y'all barely even play. You guys have... People tell me about trolls. On this climb alone, and my stream viewers can verify, I have been trolled more than you guys have been trolled in this video game in your entire life playing League of Legends. I'm gonna say that again. Because it's true, man. Anybody watching my streams knows that I'm right about this. I have been trolled more than you've ever been trolled in League in just 3 months of fucking around, preseason and this. Legitimately trolled. Not like, oh, my teammates just suck because they're in like bronze and silver. Bro, diamond players in your games would be so minuscule on the overarching impact of the game. It would even itself out if they have less accounts to use and they had to play through norms to unlock them for ranked. It would only disrupt the ladder for a few months. And then it would be harder to basically make a new account to come into ranked with. Like, don't you guys see it? Like, inactive accounts, years inactive, you'd have to play like 50 norms games. That would do away with this shit. At least buy us time for a few years before it builds up again, right? A good metaphor would also be like, there's crime in the city. You know who all the criminals are, right? But you just don't want to put them in jail for whatever reason, right? He's like, well, if you put all the criminals in jail, right, you wouldn't do away with all the criminality. Yeah, but you'd like delay it, right? Like, it's the same thing here. Like, people saying Diamond or Plat would play in a low elo game. It would be so meaningless in the grand scheme of things. Normal people only have around 50 games. But what I'm saying is, in your entire... If you're talking about the trolling thing, I'm saying that in your entire life. Like... Korean games, I get trolled like 25%. 25, I see trolls like actually good enough to try but don't. Trolls, like, they're good enough, they're just trolling. But like, I just think you're saying like, oh, there'd be a diamond player in my game. Yeah, man, like one, but like you wouldn't even know anyways, dude. Like you wouldn't know. Just like the bots in Loilo games they haven't fixed. Like that counter argument is so. And again, imagine like how annoying it would be for players to get on new accounts now, right? Any account that has been inactive, that has played ranked, it would have like if it was like, I don't know, we'll say like plat or higher or whatever, or gold or higher or whatever. If it's been inactive for a long time, you have to play norms. That would like right away, that would just purge the ladder of so many people using Smurf accounts. Do you understand? I agree, Stefan, I agree. But there's not that many diamond players. True diamond players. There's not that many. But I agree. A diamond player will usually stomp bronze. But again, those types of games you would climb out, like you would climb out of bronze quick. It wouldn't matter. It would be insignificant. Yeah, re-up your ranked license. Dude, for real. I don't know if they should hard reset every season, but they should at least try it once. How can we formally request that Riot does a normal suggestion for inactive accounts? It's not going to be if I suggest it or my community suggests it, because everybody thinks that I'm just like coping or whatever. So you're going to have to get somebody who's not like some sort of fucking stupid analyst that doesn't play Korea ranked. You're gonna have to get somebody who actually gives a shit about the health of the game. The thing is that players that are in like really high elo, there's so many of them that would argue about this because they just haven't played below in a while, so they don't understand how fucked up it is. And then there's also a group of pros and shit that wouldn't like this change because it would go to further close the gap between like pros and casuals. Riot's not gonna like this change because Riot always wants to make it seem like the pros are like 1,000 times better than somebody like a random person in solo queue, which is not ever the case. So I don't know. It's hard to really enact any change with it because Riot has proven time and time again that in their company, their mantra is over-exaggerate pros skill level. Right? Pros play on a team of 5 other people that are also equally as good as they are, and they play in an organized 5v5 environment. But all the player base, 99% of all the players that play this game, play solo queue with random people saying fuck you, kill yourself, and running the games down. It's not the same game. Which is why I've said for a long time that like the way to make this game more watched is to make the ladder more valuable and to emphasize the pros playing on the ladder more and taking care of your ladder, because at the end of the day, the ladder, it's about the average Joe. If you want to sell the dream of being a pro player, you're not going to sell the dream of being a pro player for much longer. That's why the LCS is dying. The LCS is almost pretty much dead, because anybody with half a brain knows that the best, most successful players in the NA scene are not the pros, it's the streamers. I'm more successful than most of the NA pros. That's a fact. That's not a disrespect to the pros. Many of them are better than me at this video game. All I'm saying is that I'm going to be more successful than most all the pros because I'm a streamer. I don't have to be good at the game because NA doesn't value that shit. The way you make it valuable is you make the ranked ladder have more value and you emphasize and hype up people in the ladder. It's just what it is. Hype up the ladder. You take care of your ladder. Your ladder, even though it doesn't give you dollars and cents on the bottom, you don't see it. The ladder is everything. It's what keeps people coming back. The dream of being a high-level player. The pathway to pro. There's no pathway to pro. You can't just play solo queue, warp into the fucking pro scene. It's to go through the ladder. Protection of champs that high view streamers use and creating bubbles for pro players. Yes. Yeah, exactly. I have spoke openly against Riot for years. I have spoke against what they've done for a long time. I got big regardless of Riot never supporting me. I've watched female streamers become Riot partners within months of becoming streamers while I have been here fostering my community for a very, very long time. I've given more content for newer players learning the game than anybody else in the space. I have done more for League of Legends than I would argue for educational content. I'm comparable to a one-man skill-capped pro guides. I mean, seriously, for League of Legends, at least, I've done more for this game than full-on companies have done. for getting new players into this game. And I'm not saying that to flex. I'm just pointing out that they still have not partnered me. they still haven't partnered me, right? I mean, that's just how off base they are with, like, they just have no read on the pulse of their own game. They have no pulse on it. And this is why they can watch Tyler 1 go to Fortnite and not have all hands on deck changing the ladder immediately. Like, that would be huge for the game. Imagine a Worlds. Oh yeah, see, here you go. Imagine a Worlds where they took the top 5 solo queue people in the ladder from each region and each role with no comms, just playing like solo queue now. That would be awesome to watch. And you know what? I agree, because it would hype up the average Joe. Instead, Riot wants to own everything. They want to own the fucking league. They want to own the game. They want to own the pros. They want to own everything. So the problem is, because of this, you're never going to have a truly meritorious ladder. You're never going to have a truly meritorious ladder until the community accepts that, as annoying as I am, I'm right about this, and I've always been right about what's good for the game. Right? Until the community accepts that I'm right and that they have to enact all these changes for the long-term health of the game, it's just going to be a downtrend. And that's fine, because League, you know, Riot's making a new MMO. I'm working on some new projects myself, so I'm fine.